everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Money Mouth. You are here with John B. Eazy, Durnell, as well as Duke Thompson. Duke, how are things going right now?
Things are good, man. Things are like 4-4 in my life. You know what I mean?
Things are 4-4 in your life. That is correct. Your Titans won yet another game, which I expected them to win because they like to stay right at that 500. That's where that team likes to live at. But my team did lose because we always like to lose on prime time against good competition. That's what the Chiefs do.
Oh, yeah, it's true. But
that
still,
is what we do. That's what we do, man. I don't even understand why anybody that's a Chiefs fan goes to any of our primetime games. It's like, just sell your ticket off and just go home and watch them lose from home. Like, I don't understand why you're spending your Sunday nights in the cold Arrowhead Stadium. No one they're gonna lose. I mean,
it was nippy. I mean, those tickets are outrageous. So yeah,
they're not cheap, man. So I don't know why you're spending the time watching them lose. Like, I just don't understand. I mean, as a Chiefs fan, I know that we don't win in primetime. We've won one primetime game ever recently. That primetime game was against Tom Brady, where we beat the mess out of the Patriots for that one shining moment. Because then later
because he had all off season to prepare, right?
No, I mean, it happened later in the season. It was a primetime game. I mean, it wasn't like late, but it was later. But I do recall the fact that the reason we won was because Belichick just wanted to see what we like to do to later crush us in the playoffs, which he most definitely did. So that's not important. Like winning against the Patriots in the regular season almost doesn't mean anything because sometimes I feel like they let you. But that's not here nor there. We need to talk about our bets, folks.
Yes.
If you stopped after our first 4 picks, well, damn it, good on you.
Good on you, man. Because we killed it. We killed it during the first 4. Oh man, we were strutting down the field like we were nothing, man. We were waving like taunting the DB, man, as we just left him in the dust.
Right. We were on top of the world, but then
we poured a Leon Lett, my friend.
Oh, did we now?
And we did not cross the ball. We did not cross the goal line with the ball. We dropped it a little early. Dropped a little early because, we like to showboat, The last couple of weeks been tough, so I thought, hey. But like I said, with my Titans, we're 4-4. Last week, we went 6-6, my friend. So neither good nor bad, just kind of stuck in the middle.
Oh, wow.
Again, we lost our parlay, unfortunately. We're 1-8 on that.
Man,
if we could just get one parlay, man, just one more parlay. I don't remember our locks of the week last week because I feel like we weren't confident in it. I don't know.
You know what? I don't even know if we did, but maybe we did, maybe we didn't.
I'm still sitting at 7-1, and you're still at 6-2. Overall, we are 61, 51-4. We started last week with 129.76. Unfortunately, we finished at 121.69. We lost $8.07. So it's because, when you're betting, you get those little bit of change. You get $4.55 back, 50 cents here, there. We lost our parlay. So 6-6, we need to make a little comeback this week, but it's okay. Apparently, Tennessee had some pride last week. Nebraska didn't have none. LSU, where the hell are you at? Texas, you need to show up.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that did not do anything close to what we expected, but those are the breaks. We did get some right, we got some wrong. We want to get more right than wrong, and that's really kind of the point of this. But lately, things have been getting a little tougher as far as calling these games. So
I mean, at least we got the Penn State one correct.
Penn State was right. Michigan, Notre Dame.
Yes, a lot of this guy on the radio. He was bragging about how he was 14-0, and he was like, "My guarantee, my lock of the week is Michigan State versus Penn State," and Penn State did cover the spread pretty easily against Michigan State.
Yeah.
So that guy kind of looked like an idiot. And he's on the national radio, people. So to our 6 subscribers out there, we're better than that, man. Better than that.
Yeah, hopefully, at least for right now. All right, well, it's time for us to get into this upcoming week. A lot of games happening. Very nervous now because we're getting closer and closer to not having any more house money left. We're going to go first and check out this Appalachian State game, which is happening on a Thursday night this week.
Ooh, Halloween night, baby.
They're playing on Halloween. They've got Georgia Southern on that very spooky occasion. And you know what? They're expecting Georgia Southern to get beat by 15 plus. And you know what? Why not? State's been doing well. They've been going at these teams pretty hard. I think they can probably do it.
I believe in Appalachian State. I wanted to talk to you about that, but I felt like we'd be on the same page with it. So Appalachian State at 550, a bet this week. I like them. They've been doing well for us. They've been covering for us. They've been taking care of business, and I feel like they're truly legit 20th team. You know, when you get to the bottom there, 20 through 25, those guys just switch in and out. But I feel like consistently this season, Appalachian State has proven themselves, and I would not be surprised to see them maybe even crack the top 15 by the end of the season if they keep taking care of business like they have. So,
all right.
What about this? Another Halloween game, man. Baylor and West Virginia, man. Baylor's number 12, and West Virginia is unranked. There's an 18-point spread, man.
Yeah, West Virginia's last game was a thrashing from Oklahoma, who lost recently. So we're really not exactly sure what that really tells us about West Virginia. But West Virginia hasn't won in a long time. Last victory they had was against Kansas way back on September 21st. So they have become quite accustomed to losing. Baylor has not lost, and they aren't accustomed to it. The spread is quite large, though, mainly just because Baylor, if I recall, they haven't really been blowing teams away. I mean, they did pretty well against Kansas State and Oklahoma State and teams that were your gimme games. But
they've been beating the spread, but they've not been covering much at all. I agree with that.
Yeah, so I mean, I personally don't want to deal with that game. But, I mean, if we had to go with a team, we'd have to go with the home team of Baylor. But I just don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I just think because it's like, you know, Halloween night was a weird night, man. And, I mean, I feel comfortable with Appalachian State covering. I think 18 points is quite a bit for West Virginia. I think they would have some pride to show up.
Yeah, I don't believe in it, though, because they've had no pride in a few games. So I don't know what kind of game they're going to play that day, you know. So I'd like to stay away from it because I don't know what West Virginia plans on doing. But let's keep things fun. We'll go over to the SEC because, you know, it's going to be kind of quiet this week. Alabama and LSU will be the next week, but there is one game worth looking at. You've got Florida and Georgia. Georgia's going to Florida. Georgia has lost games this year as well as Florida. But with each one of these teams, their losses either make sense or they don't make sense. Let's say, in instance of Florida losing, they lost because, well, they went on the road to LSU. That makes sense. But Georgia's loss.
But they did beat the spread, though.
Right. Well, but then Georgia's loss, though, was against South Carolina, a team that has now lost to Tennessee. So Georgia is favored in this, but it's taking place in the swamp. So, I mean, I want to lean towards those Gators, man.
I'm glad we're picking some underdogs, man, because you know what? I think 5.5 is a little overrated, man. I could see them maybe losing by 3, but I could totally see them pulling this out. I mean, they are ranked 6th in the nation for a reason.
They're at home. They're going to come. They're going to get rowdy. Georgia clearly
has been slipping, man. I mean,
I wouldn't say they're slipping. I mean, because the next week after their loss, I mean, they did come correct against Kentucky. They blanketed them. They beat them 21-0. I mean, I feel like you could probably do better, but at the same time, they don't seem to be playing at the level you would expect them to. So, yeah, you got to assume that they'll get it done.
I assume it too. I like Florida the Swamp afternoon game, 3:30. It's gonna be hot. You know, it's gonna be at about the hottest point of the day. Florida's gonna have something to improve, and I mean, as Georgia lost to South Carolina, man, I'm just not believing in them, and I'm just not believing them going into the next week or when they go to the SEC championship. That's all. I just can't believe in Georgia. I want to. They always seem to be like, hey, we're here. But, you know, they're just not that powerhouse. I mean, Florida is getting better and better. They're getting sneaky good, you know.
Well, I mean, I just think them being at home will help with it too a little bit.
And the Swamp is starting to get that myth, that feeling, that mystical, just like strange things happen in the Swamp, you know. It's an intimidating place. And even those fans do show up. So I like that. Florida to cover, or Florida beat the spread at 5.5.
Right. Now, also in the SEC, we got other games of Tennessee and University of Alabama, Birmingham. Now, Tennessee is only favorited by 10 points. University of Alabama, Birmingham, even though they have won all of their games, or not all of their games, they've won a lot of their games. They've lost, I think, one game maybe this year. It looks like it. They've lost one. Yeah, they're 6-1. That one loss was to a Western Kentucky team. Not exactly sure what happened that day. Maybe everybody had the runs and they just weren't able to, focus on the field. But other than that, they have been holding a tradition of victory. Tennessee has recently been deciding to win games, beating South Carolina.
And what was that about?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Where were you with Georgia Southern? Or
well, where were they? Well, where were the Tennessee of, anyway, that's not important. Yeah, Georgia State, BYU, they beat them, but that's early in the year. Maybe now they're buying into the idea that if they can at least get to 6-6, they can see some postseason play, bowl game, if you will.
Oh, they will by default. Yeah.
Default. I assume they're going to win this game, but I don't know how much they can win it by.
I feel pretty good. I mean, I'm after last week. Let's see that whooping they put on South Carolina at home. I think.
Yeah, because they're at home for this one. It's a team that's won a lot, but it's not a major team. So I think Tennessee can get this done.
I mean, I like this. UT 10.5. I like that. Just because at home, man, University of Alabama at Birmingham. Yeah, the Dragons. Yeah.
I think they're the Blazers.
Blazers. That's right, because they smoking that weed down there.
Yeah, they're blazing.
Blazing it, man. Blazing. Another game, man, if you don't mind, actually sticking around the SEC, is Vanderbilt versus South Carolina.
How did I know you were going to ask about this?
Because South Carolina at 15 points seems damn pretty good. Vanderbilt.
I don't like it. Vanderbilt beat Missouri recently. Don't know why.
Home.
Yeah, either way, good as well as I do, Duke. Vanderbilt is not good at home or on the road. They just somehow happen to catch a Missouri team that's, again, not true. So with that being said, I don't know what South Carolina is going to do, and I don't know what Vanderbilt's going to do either. I know Vanderbilt's probably not going to do well, but South Carolina can also not do well and still win this game. So, I have a feeling, though, even though I know South Carolina will win this, I don't know if they're going to win it by more than 2 touchdowns,
Yeah. I mean, because Vanderbilt can come back. Yeah, you're right. Let's stay away from that game. Just because we don't know Vanderbilt.
We just know they're bad, but we just don't know what level of bad they're going to bring,
Because they do show up every now and then.
Right, and
a road game, a night game on the SEC. They could give South Carolina some trouble.
Right. They might be able to do it. Let's see here. Here's a game that I find to be a bit on the more interesting side. Spread's pretty close of Utah and Washington. Utah's got 3.5 on Washington as of now. I don't know why we shouldn't go with that. Washington hasn't proven to be the best anymore, and Utah's been pretty much just kicking butt ever since their one loss. So,
I mean, they're number 9 in the nation. I like that. I don't think Washington University's going to give them any kind of crap. So, yeah, I like Utah. Utah has been just beating the odds, man. They've been a pain in my butt, and I've not always been against them. And for some reason, let's go with that.
All right.
One game I wanted to say was SMU versus Memphis.
Okay. Let me hear your argument on this, and then we'll decide what's going on from there. Because you know what? I don't have one.
SMU, man. They've been sneaky, man. SMU has been sneaky good this year, and I just kind of see an upset. I mean, I know that the bookmakers has Memphis. Memphis is ranked 24th, and SMU is number 15. And Memphis is the favorite to win by 5.5. I actually kind of see SMU going in there and just pulling an upset at 7:30 at night in Memphis for some reason. I just kind of see them being like, bam, we're SMU, we're back, we're taking care of business.
Well, I mean, when Memphis got beat by Temple, I did call that because they were on the road. Now this time they're at home. Memphis has not lost at home this whole season, and when they're at home, they're usually putting up fairly good numbers. I mean, the only week they didn't was against Ole Miss, which is again an SEC team, so they're kind of playing up, and they only won by 5. But other than that, they got a 30-point victory here, 12-point one there. That's not great. Then they had a 30-point victory here. So they went through a tough one with Tulsa just a week or so ago, and, maybe they are a little gassed. So I'll go SMU with you just because they haven't lost at all. So
I just think they're via this trend of momentum, man,
You know what, dude? I think I could see Memphis coming through on this one, man. Again, you're looking at a primetime game that they're giving them on ABC because it's really the only action that's happening. It's like unexpected action with a 15 and a 24, and they're gonna want to show themselves off, and they're gonna want to do it. I mean, I know both sides are gonna want to do it, but
I just feel
at least have the crowd behind them.
Like I say, I just think I think they're just underrating SMU right here, man. Because out of that death penalty, they're kind of coming back, showing that, hey, we all from Texas. We can still play Texas football.
I understand. Well, let's go SMU. Let's try it out.
Let's try because I think one of our problem the last few weeks is let's pick some underdogs, man. Let's find those upsets.
I mean, I think we picked some underdogs. It was because some of our underdogs were doing very well.
I see an upset right here: Colorado versus UCLA. Okay, I know UCLA went off, and I should have called it last week. I wish we did. But UCLA did go off on Washington State. Or was it last week? No, hold on. Oh, yeah. I mean, they went off on Arizona State, beat them by 10, scored 42 points. Yeah, I get that. But Colorado, man, after that tough loss to USC, I kind of see Colorado coming into UCLA and pulling an upset there, man.
Nah, probably not at the Rose Bowl. I don't really feel that. I mean, Colorado is a better home squad, if anything else. I mean, you can see they're putting up good efforts at home versus on the road. I mean, on the road, they're just getting downright demolished. But when they're at home, the games are real close. But on the road, not so much. So, I don't know. I'd rather go UCLA if we had to pick a team.
I'll compromise, man. Talk me into UCLA, man. I know they put up last week they put up 42 at home. The week before they put up 34, beat Stanford. They did lose to Oregon State, but they only lost. They put up 31 points. The closest loss looks like it was Arizona, and they only lost by 3. So, you know, I mean, they did put up 67 on the road. They do look like they play better. Let's go with UCLA. Let's jump on that Chip Kelly train, man.
I mean, they seem to be getting better as the season progresses. So maybe they're figuring it out, and maybe he has found out who his guys are, and they know how to, I guess, play in his offense or whatever.
Let's try to figure it out because they are getting better. It's not like they're getting totally just boom blown out. I mean, they did put 67 up against Washington State. They only lost by 3 against Arizona. They did beat Stanford. They beat Arizona State by 10, and they were the underdogs. I mean, I kind of feel good about UCLA at home this week, especially with Colorado coming in. Looking at it now, yeah, I like UCLA.
All right, how many picks is that here? We at 5, 4 or 5?
We are at 6, my friend. And
that's 6
means we got, for a recap, we have App State to cover 16.5, Florida to beat the spread at 5.5, UT to cover at 10.5. Come on, UT. SMU to beat SMU to beat the spread at 5.5, UCLA to cover at 6, and Utah to cover at 3.5. So yes, it's about that time we take a break, and so we get all our bets together, so our listeners can go ahead and call the bookies or get on a Bovada like we do, and try to win some money, man. Because at Money Math, we want to make you money.
We're trying our best. The last couple of weeks might look pretty bad, but we're doing our best.
Oh wait, 5 picks. Yep. I mean, we are doing our best, but hey, this week we're gonna kill it.
All right, we'll be right back in a minute. All right, everybody, and welcome to the return of this episode of Money Mouth. You are here with John B. Eazy, Durnell, as well as Duke Thompson. We're out here trying to win you some money. And right now, we're about to make a few more bets here. We've already put in our first 6. It's time for 6 more. Now, the next one I think we should talk about here, Duke. It's a game that involves a team that we know a lot about because of a certain morning show that we cherish and love. Oregon is going to be playing the USC Trojans. Now, Oregon's going in with only 5.5 favorites because USC does well at home. And USC has been playing pretty well as of late. But I think they're going to be taking an L this week. Oregon is going to probably take advantage of that horrible defense. Oregon will play enough defense to rattle USC, so I think Oregon can get it done.
I mean, Oregon's only favored by 5.5 in the 7th team in the nation. USC is underway. I know this is a Pac-12 game. I know Keyshawn Johnson's going to be there, but it's like, Keyshawn, maybe you should just stay at home for this because I know you believe in your boys. I know you believe in this, but maybe you need to go to your fancy country club and go ahead and be friends with the bartender. And just sit
Don't
there.
badmouth his Calabasas life.
Oh, sorry. Just go to the club, your country club, and watch it on TV, man, because save yourself a trip to the downtown or wherever USC is located because it's just not worth it. Not worth it, man. I think, whoa. No, never mind. They changed it, the over-under, but that doesn't concern us.
Yeah, the over-under doesn't concern us.
I do like Oregon. I think Oregon at 5.5 is just kind of ridiculous. The defense is stout, and I think their defense is underrated. So Oregon, I think, will take care of business against USC on the road and cover 5.5.
Perfect. Well, let's see. What other games can we talk about here? Well,
We got MTSU versus Charlotte.
Jesus Christ. Why? All right. Well, MTSU did just come off a victory. They're going to play Charlotte, who had a good, hot start to the season, have definitely cooled down as of late. Not really the same team they were in the beginning of the year. Well, with that being said, because Charlotte's lost 5 in a row? Is that right? Because I think they start off the season 3-0.
Yes. I believe they have not done
well. No. I think they were 2-0. They've lost all of their games but this most recent one. They won against North Texas by 1 point at home, and I guess which was like a pretty wild one there, because that's a lot of action. MTSU again just came off a victory, and if you look at the spread, they're giving it to MTSU by 2.5.
Actually, Bovada has 3 right now.
Ooh, all right. So the money's coming in on the Mitsus. Here's the thing, man. They were just at home. I don't know if they're a road team yet because, they haven't done well on the road at all.
Michigan, they did pretty bad at.
Yeah, I mean, they do well. They do well at home. They're not at home. So because that is the situation, looks like these boys like to be in their beds. I mean, the spread, though, is only 2.5, or is 3, you say. That means if they win by 3,
it's a push.
It's a push. And if you win a game, it's going to be probably by either 3, maybe 1. So, I mean, if we bet on Charlotte, hell, if we bet on either team, we're betting on them to straight up win this game. I would have to bet on Charlotte because at least they're at home, man.
MTSU doesn't impress me as a home team. I mean, as a away team right now. That high they got off of last week, they whooped the crap out of somebody. In fact, it was delayed.
I think it was Florida International, I believe.
Yeah, we went with Florida International. Boy, was that the wrong choice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they needed the game to start on time because MTSU came in there and was like, oh, yo, we're ready to go. So.
Oh, yeah, and so I like Charlotte, man. The pull upsets kind of get because MTSU may be going in with this big ego this week saying, hey, look at us, man, we whooped FIU. And on the road, man, yeah, let's go Charlotte, man, with the upset.
All right. Well,
let's make a lightning cry a little bit for a week.
Well, Florida State and Miami, it's a little rivalry right there, playing each other this week with Florida State playing well as of week. I mean, Miami hasn't been doing that bad either. Both teams are sitting at 4-4, with Florida State having the favorite of 4 points. And, yeah, man, I kind of want to take that. I want to take Florida State. I don't know. I mean, Miami won on the road against Pittsburgh. But other than that, they haven't won on the road. And beating Pittsburgh, I guess, is good and all, but they haven't won on the road other than that, and they just won that game by 4 points. So I don't feel confident in their road behavior right now.
What time of day are they playing? Florida State?
It's a 12:30 game Pacific, so I guess 3:30 is an afternoon game.
I think that just trying to find it with my bookie. Miami of Florida. At home, Miami.
No, Miami's on the road, dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Florida State's on the road. So
no, Miami's – wait, no. It should be –
yeah.
Is it Miami at Florida State?
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. I'm just confused, a little high.
My Lord, man, you're tripping me out right now. I'm trying to figure stuff out, and I'm like, man, I swear this is what it's saying to me. But, yeah, I'm thinking Florida State. Miami hasn't done too well on the road. They just did win a road game, but, I mean, they just barely won that road game too. So, yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Florida State by 4 at home. Miami's just not doing that great. I like that bet. Florida State, though, has been iffy with us this year. But let's give them one more chance. Let's give them a chance to cover.
This will be the last chance. Last chance.
Last chance. Everybody deserves a second chance, as the NFL has demonstrated. So everybody gets one. So let's give them that.
I mean, they might not give Josh Gordon anymore, but we'll see.
Well, they just Patriots totally screwed him over. So
yeah, well,
they didn't even give the man a phone call.
Well, no, they didn't give him a phone call, and nor did they really seem to care. They're like, we got Sanu, we're fine.
Well, at least you can give you that Super Bowl ring, so you just pawn it off later if you need to.
I mean, he can get one this year. He played enough games with the team. If they win, he's getting 2 rings for a team he was hardly on, so that's got to be rough to look at. Either way, let's look at Kansas State and Kansas, man. Speaking of teams
KSU, we are looking at the interstate rivalry.
Now, Kansas just won a big game.
Dude, Kansas State is 22? Really?
They flew right up, man. Well, they beat Oklahoma, a team that everybody thought was going to be the real deal. And you know what? They won it with offense. And I think they'll have more offense than Kansas is going to be bringing, so might as well go K-State there.
K-State silver and purple colors, I think. So, yeah, let's go Kansas State. Kansas, I know you're at home. You're the underdog at home. But, man, that Oklahoma high last week, wow. Thank you for not betting on Oklahoma because that would have screwed us up, my friend.
Yeah, I just – that spread was huge in the first place. So, sometimes when a spread is outrageous like that, you got to just be like, look, let's just think about the spread.
Let's just think about it. All righty, man. So, we got Oregon, Charlotte, Florida State. Man, we got to do 3 more games, man.
3 more games.
So, let me find one, you find one, and then we'll try to meet in the middle.
All right. Well, here's one that I'll just mention, and you don't have to go with me on it at all. I don't even know if it's even going to work out in our favor because this team is pretty trash. I'm looking at UMass is playing a game here. They're playing at home, and they have Liberty with 22 on them with UMass at home.
Liberty, man.
Yeah,
dude, I like Massachusetts home. Like, really, UMass? Come on, have some pride.
They'll lose, but, by more than 22? I don't know, man. So I would have to go with UMass.
Do you think Liberty could really put 21.5 on UMass?
Well, Liberty, they've put together some pretty good games as far as scoring is concerned as of late. But maybe they used up a lot of their energy, Heck, their first game of the season against Syracuse, they didn't score a damn thing. So only recently have they been learning how to score. And maybe they know what they're doing. Maybe they figured things out. Maybe they had a player that's just started off going crazy. But 22 is still a bit. So, might as well go with UMass just to have some pride.
I like UMass to have some pride, man. I like that. That's a lot, man. For Liberty, man, if this is Appalachian State, then I could understand that, man. Maybe.
It's just, it's a strange thing for a road team like that. Like they're not like a big time road team. If that was Alabama coming in there, you're like, yeah, dude, you probably will get lit up. But this is not like a team known for like destroying people. That's why I have another one that I'll talk about here in just a second, right after that.
Would that be Michigan and Maryland?
No, it's Navy and UConn. That one's got Navy winning by 27, dude. The Navy doesn't even usually get that crazy with people anyway when they win. And UConn, even though they're not a good team, I don't know if they want to get beat by 27. So, I'd go with UConn on that to not get beat by that much.
Let's see. So, Navy versus UConn, man.
Yeah, UConn's at home.
Yeah, let's go UConn and Navy. It's Navy, man. Come on, man. Navy. Let's see.
Not by that much, man.
Not by that much.
They'll win, but not by that much.
Not by that much. Yeah, but all right.
It'll be like 17 points,
It'll be 17. Let's just give it to them, man. All right, man. That's what we're doing, man. We call the hard games. You're always at ESPN listeners are not going after Connecticut. We're not going out to UMass. They're going to be picking the easy games. But here at Bunny Mouth, we're going to challenge ourselves, man.
Maybe that's what the problem is.
Yes. Maybe that's the problem. But you know what?
Oh, man.
Let's talk about, man, let's just stick with this. I got a good game right here, man. You know, let's support our armed forces, man. Since we went all Navy, Yukon, man, Army, Air Force is playing, man. I like Army to not lose by 14. They had a great game against Michigan. They barely got by. I mean, Michigan barely beat them. I just think, man, because I think Army would go in there. I mean, I'm not saying they'll lose. I'm just saying, I think they'll lose by 10, maybe 7, but 14. I mean, they show up for the academy games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe that's true. I mean, they don't get beat too badly this year. I mean, most of their losses have been pretty close. Yeah, I'd go Army with that. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad bet.
Nah, man. So now we're giving praise to our servicemen, the fancy cadets at these, at these elite academies where we train our men to be men.
Oh, that's true.
I like that. Navy, dude. Yeah, dude. I think those are some good wins right there. UMass. I mean, that may push us over the top, man. What about some parlays this week? I know we haven't done good, but this week was the only week that we only picked one of the teams right, which I'm saying maybe that's just a sign that we're turning it around, people. We're going to turn this ship around with the parlay bets because we're champions of the sun. Wow. Who do you like, man?
Honestly, I like none of the picks we've made, but not to believe in them all together for a parlay. But I like the Florida game, but I'm not married to it. I'm not against Tennessee in their game, but I'm not married to it either. But if we're going to go with some stuff and try to win some money, let's go UCLA. Maybe with that, an SMU. And
let's see, SMU. I may put a question mark behind that.
All right,
go on. Who else you like?
I mean, I guess I like Oregon.
I do like Oregon, man. I do. I agree with Oregon on that one.
And then, what is another one I could say I truly feel good about? Man, I don't know. Maybe Kansas State. I mean, Kansas is pretty bad.
Kansas. Ooh, yeah. Let's see.
Kansas State can't come after an Oklahoma victory and not try to put up some shit. They can't.
That's right.
They have to go at Kansas, and Kansas is pretty sorry.
So, see. UCLA, I agree with you on that one. I feel like Chip Kelly has something to prove. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to win 1 million plays in this football game, man. Put up 8 to 7 football points because I just like to score touchdowns. I like that. I believe in Oregon, and I like Kansas State. That SMU, I want to believe in them, but man, dude, that's like you said, Memphis could show up. That could go either way.
All right, dude, let's cross that SMU right off the board.
Let's cross it, man. I mean, we'll get you next time, SMU. But Oregon and Kansas State University is our parlay of the week. Let me get that set up and tell you how much we can win if we nail the parlay. And in the meantime, while I'm doing that, tell us about your other adventures in the podcasting universe.
All right. Well, you can find me on Double Overtime, airing on your local listings for LATV if it does air in your city. Also, you can find me on IMD Weed, a weed podcast in which we smoke marijuana and watch movies, and then review said movies while being high. Also, going to be going through the Southeast here pretty soon. First stop's going to be in Huntsville, Tennessee. Then I'll be making my way through much of the Southeast.
Huntsville. There's a Huntsville, Tennessee?
Or excuse me, Huntsville, Alabama. Excuse me, I'm a little high.
Okay. I was like, wow.
Yeah, baby. Huntsville, Tennessee. No, Huntsville, Alabama.
That's where the space.
That's where space shit is happening.
Space shit is happening, man. People, NASA is down south. It's in Huntsville.
It's in Huntsville. That's where they've got a few different ships that you can check out there that I assume have been used or at least constructed.
Or, on a movie set. Who knows?
Right. Who knows? It doesn't matter. They're at least the size they're supposed to be. So, again, I'll be in Alabama to start off, Huntsville, and then I'll be making my way to Birmingham, Alabama, and then going from there.
I believe you are going to be making a run into Nashville, will you not?
I will be as well. Nashville, Tennessee will also be one of my stops. And I'll be in Knoxville, Tennessee, where Keyshawn Johnson was just at recently.
Yes, and Keyshawn, whoop, whoop. That's right, we give up to you. But, yes, Nashville on the road. Please, anybody down south, Jonathan is worth the trip. He is a headliner now. These are not just open mic nights. These are booked people. He has an agent.
I'll still do some open mics. I'm not against it, man. I'm not so uppity yet. I'm not so uppity.
That's really to sharpen your skills,
Come on, man. I'm not uppity.
To make other comedians feel bad about themselves.
All right, that's
wow. Well, open mic's hard, dude. I'm just saying.
It's true. You got to polish your stuff somewhere.
You got to polish it. A lot of people nowadays do not want to work hard for it because they think telling jokes is easy. It is not. It's
all about that rhythmic timing, baby.
It's all about just feeling it, man. Feeling it, getting that. It's like a revival, people. So
yes, I'll be storming through the South. So check me out when I'm out there.
And you also failed to mention our other show, the Ricky Williams trilogy.
That's right. You can catch us on that one with the Moose. Hopefully the Moose will be back this week. Haven't heard from him yet. There was a death in his family recently, so he was not able to be with us this last episode. Not exactly sure how that all has turned out, but I'm sure we'll find out in the next few hours.
I just want to tell you, give you an update on a parlay bet. If we get this, man, $33, dude.
All right, well,
bam. On a $5 bet.
Oh, this should be $5.50, dude. These bets
$5.50. I'm sorry.
Right?
$5.50.
Yeah, these are $5.50 bets now.
$5.50 bets.
Good Lord.
Yes. And yes, 33 to 64. So that is awesome. People, please believe in all that because we need to come back.
We definitely do. We definitely
come back. So on that note, please, remember this show will drop hopefully on Tuesdays. We'll do my best to get it up and going for you guys, get your picks in. Ricky Williams trilogy records on Wednesdays. Try to get that up by Thursdays. Also, too, please smash that like button, subscribe, comment. We don't got no comments. Talk trash about us. Tell us how horrible we are. We don't care. We just want to comment, man.
Hell yeah.
People out there, because no news is not good news always. So on that note, please listen to that. We'll be back next week. We're kind of, we're still hanging in there. We still got enough money to go for a couple more weeks, so stick with us. And please, we know Money Mouth is here to make you money. So if you believe in us, we believe in you too.
All right. And as always, go Chiefs.
I don't know about Tannehill, whatever. Go Tom.
Hey, man, the team is winning.